Happy Saturday morning, It's somewhere around, I don't know, 9:30 or so. Um, so I spent my first 4 days working in a hot dog factory. And it's kind of, at first I thought it was a joke played on me by God. Come on. The former Mr. Ketchup, known as by some of his students as a substitute teacher, ends up working at a hot dog factory, especially considering the name of my book, Poetry, Prose, and Perspective by the Family Dog. It seems like a monumental joke, at least to me, played on me by the Almighty. Because, see, I didn't have a choice. Truth be known, I did not have a choice. Um, I've been applying for everything, but thanks to the state of ageism within the U.S. industry, business industry, production industry, whatever the fuck you want to call it, normal guy shit, normal guy trying to pay his fucking bills kind of jobs. Because of that, I wasn't getting any feed at all. I wasn't getting any interviews. I got one or two. That was it. They failed tremendously. The second I mentioned my age in verbal interviews, like just strictly audio phone interviews, I could almost hear the click going off in their brains without ever having seen a photo of me, without ever knowing I survived here. Gotta show you this shit. First day at work, a leaky glove. But here, I want to bring up this interesting secret. It's a secret. It's a secret within the middle line, kinda. The lower businesses. They don't want you to know something. The reason why businesses, really, especially businesses that have fucking dangerous fucking work environments, don't drug test, is because if you fucking get injured, and the potential is higher in these businesses than, like, the past two businesses, the one present and my previous one, the work involved, in one case working with like freaking super magnets, is so freaking super magnets heat all kind, and the heat and the torches and the potential for somebody to make a mistake and literally create a noxious gas that could potentially, seriously, even like with the chemicals involved, potentially cause an entire building to be wiped out. The drug test is their back door. That's how they save their ass. See, the interesting thing is, even in a state like New York, where anybody with what, I think $10 in their pocket or even less could walk into a pot dispensary. They could smoke something today, go to work on Monday, and say that a piece of equipment might have malfunctioned, or they weren't perfectly focused, whatever. Regardless, the last time they had smoked was, say, Saturday. They get injured, regardless of equipment failure, of just simple human error. When they test positive for a substance that they hadn't used in 2 days, they lose all their benefits. They lose all their claims. And guess what? The company who employs that person for very little, who could easily automate the danger away and still employ the person, is without liability. Now, how fucking evil is that? You know what? I'm guessing by posting this to YouTube, I might very well lose my job. And if I do, so be it. I'm still going to succeed. I'm grateful for this job because it allowed me to see how this little tiny bit of normally unseen subsurface evil could exist within an outwardly wholesome image. That's how I got fooled. I briefly discuss my evil acts in my book concerning a piece I wrote called Solitary Struggle. Harsh words echo within, reverberate the endless self-inflicting pain. Dimly painted pictures, fetal position, tears screaming thunderous rain on the exploding coronary muscle, move emotions past internally focused sight. Holding the herald in place, nobody hears the screams or witnesses the explosions. The bus stops, I get off and go to work. I wrote that piece while, while coming to terms with the fact that somebody I loved chose to lie about basically murdering the child that grew within her, ending the life. How's that sound? Ending the life of the child that grew within her, that was the only child that God ever chose to let me create. And let me tell you something, that destroyed me. The night she had, I go into a kind of a discourse about it in my book. A few nights before, she had called, a few nights before she had called me while I was on my way to my part-time bouncer gig for shots at a local pub called the Tip-A-Few in Syracuse. She had been in my arms in my apartment, and the whole time had scheduled to have her abortion, to abort the child that we had conceived together, on the day before Valentine's Day in 1992. And she had known about being pregnant since the first of the year. We had been together since the beginning of the semester. We met at a video store, oddly enough. And the only reason why we really started dating was because I remembered her name. Talk about big mistakes. So, yeah, this wholesome girl lied to me. And destroyed me. And yet somehow, within that darkness, I found a little salvation. Because make no mistake, well, I would never in a million sorry, I'm putting back on my shoe while I'm saying this shit. Never in a million fucking years ever wish my life upon any poor bastard. The darkness that I saw, the betrayal I dealt with from people that I fucking thought I loved or trusted, it defined who I became. And honestly, I like that. By the way, because of a couple of things I put on the back of my car, namely Trump won, and the only thing that's mutating is their lies. I've been informed that I now have to park my car in backwards, so front facing out, because apparently I've offended customers. And oh my God, somebody actually thinks those true things. My reality is going to be destroyed. Suck it! But yeah, I will start parking backwards. Here's the thing though. That's going to make something much easier when it finally happens. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Hey, God, thank you for another glorious day to be alive and to breathe and to know that it doesn't matter what the fuck somebody looks like. Getting to know them's the risk and the reward all wrapped up in one. Thank you for waking me up to some truths that other people never would have been able to see because they're too busy with trying to fucking make their nut. And I'm just busy trying to fucking see. Please, dear Lord, help me awaken others so that they can see as well. Help me help them rise above their own reality, above their own fucking bullshit narrative. And please, dear God, protecting guide Donald J. Trump, all the members of Q, the members of our military, all the members of our law enforcement that are in harm's way every day, and especially, dear God, all the veterans and all of the members of Vets for Child Rescue, run by Craig the Sawman Sawyer. So that united together with good patriots of the world, we can put on the full armor of God, pick up our swords of light and truth, and in one sound voice defeat the dark forces of evil, to continue to prey upon the children of the world once and for all. Amen. Sorry about that. That almost sounded like I was sneezing when I said continue. So this is what I currently look like. I'm going to give you a real quick flash and I'm going to turn off the camera because it'll probably damage your retinas.